What you're about to listen to is pulled from a marketing mastermind call that we did several months ago inside of Hybrid Hub. The goal last January was to work through the marketing system inside the program live together so we could see how well these systems worked for specific members and how to fix the areas where they fell off. These snippets are hopefully valuable, but they don't show how amazing and funny and smart and supportive all the members of Hybrid Hub are. So if you're listening to this episode and you're like, oh my God, this is so amazing, this is a room I need to be in live, then book a free one-on-one call below so we can chat about if Hybrid Hub is the right fit to scale your photo video business this year. On to the episode. Okay, great. I am so stoked for today. Like I said, we're going to keep it really short, but we're talking marketing once again. It's Wednesday. But here's what's on my mind is as a lot of you are like back in it with work, right? Like you're taking all these client calls, you're catching up on your editing and all the other back end stuff that you're trying to do in your businesses. And then you come on here 3 times a week and I'm like, do your marketing system. And you're like, okay, Shay, but I have editing to do. I have all these proposals to get out, Kaylee. I have to do this, and this. And I feel compelled to tell you all that you deserve to grow your business. Like it is not last on your priority list on a day-to-day level. Like do not let urgent seeming things trump important things. So that means like don't get distracted by your inbox. Don't convince yourself like I have to be 100% done with all my editing until I'm allowed to do anything to grow my business or move the needle forward. Do not convince yourself that you and your business growth do not matter because that is the furthest thing from the truth. And you are in this program because you promised yourself that you are going to follow these systems to scale your photo video business, right? So as a recap of what we've talked about through this marketing system this month is that you have this goal, right? You know what you want. And for now, that big daddy goal should be to show up in search for where you are located and what you're selling. And the extension of that is selling your largest package, which is that photo video package, right? So we have this overarching goal. That's what we're always working toward. And then this phase 4 is the system to getting there. Fair enough? So as long as you hold that vision, that big daddy goal, and you trust this process, even if on that monthly level where getting the long form content done is a slog, or like getting all those captions for the next month is a slog, even on that weekly level where trying to batch all the creative for your captions just feels like so much to do one day a week, even on the daily level where you're trying to reply to all your comments, where you're trying to engage with other vendors you want to work with, where you're trying to get stories up, and it just feels like day to day you're not always getting wins. As long as you hold that vision and trust this process, no matter how you're feeling in the moment, you will get where you want to go. I write it in my journal like a crazy person, 1 to 3 times a day. Hold the vision, trust the process. Hold the vision, trust the process. So when we look at this process and we've defined that big daddy package, we've defined what we want to rank and search for, we've identified the clients we're talking to, we've identified what makes us special, what makes us different, and then we go on to honor the time commitments we've made by putting it in our calendar to batch our long form content, to batch those short form captions, right? And then we sit down to batch that content. And it feels so hard, but we're doing it anyway. I just want you to remember that this will lead to where you want to go. And we have to trust that. With that said, we've already gone over yearly, which is calendaring everything you know and defining your revenue goals and working towards those. We've gone through quarterly, which is calendaring those long form content days and the short form batching days. We've gone through monthly, which is making sure we're implementing on what we calendared. So now it's time to look at February and make sure we know what day this week or next week that we are batching for February, right? And we need to know when we're batching those captions for February. That leads me to next week before I get into weekly, because that's what we haven't talked about yet. For next week,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's all about February, baby. So Monday, we are making sure we're focusing on drafting blog content for February. And if you're not showing up, you need to make sure that's on your calendar so that you follow through. You're in integrity with what you say you're doing for February. If you're not showing up Monday, do it for yourself, calendar it, and commit to it. Wednesday, all of our captions for February. That's what we're focusing on. Friday, we're going to pick up where we left off those other 2 days. If we have anything we need to tie up and make sure that we're finishing up, we're doing that next Friday. So plan for next week makes sense? Okay, next week's all about February. Today, though, are we in our doc? Do we have it open? I minimized as soon as I asked that question. Doc is open? Okay, amazing. So when we're in weekly, right? On Monday, those of you who it applies to, you made a commitment to have a blog post for January up by the end of the month. Are we still focused on being in integrity with that goal? Gabby, Kaylee mostly, Rachel, yeah. Okay, amazing. So on a weekly level, then it's just for practice, since next week is all about February. If we look at the rest of the week, can we be in integrity with getting at least one social post up? Yeah?
Remind me what that is.
Social media. Can you get one post up?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, amazing. Amazing. No stupid questions. Don't. Whenever Kaylee asks a question, she's like immediately like this. And so real. It reminds me of the squirrel on TikTok that like dances to music and like covers its eyes. Has anyone seen the squirrel? No? Okay, it's my algorithm's weird. It's a puppet. I love him. He just covers his eyes and dances, shakes some ass, to popular music. So be in integrity with getting one social post up this week. And then I would also love, once I wrap this up so that those of you who have to leave early can go, I want to batch at least 3 captions for next week. So even though next week we're focusing on February, we're getting our social media and blog post up next week so we can feel good about January. Does that feel good? Did Rachel look up the squirrel or is she just frozen? I think she's just frozen, but she looks so happy. Okay, amazing. Okay.
And that is it for today, friend. Be sure to leave a review and screenshot that review and send it to me at Hybrid Hangout. I'd also love to see the episodes you're loving in your stories so I can share and say hey and thanks for listening. Basically, I just want to be friends. I will see you soon.
Beautiful, gorgeous, perfect raccoon with a camera. Let's hang out.